So you have perfected your in-text citation and they look all done and ready. But if your referencing list is a hot mess, then you are still going to lose a lot of marks. This is why in this video, I'm going to show you how to format your referencing list, the Harvard style, so that it is clean, professional, and distinction ready. My name is Lerato Kanomsa, your academic best friend from All Things Academia, where we explore and explain all things in the academic world. So I've had a lot of students talk about, you don't have to spend so much time doing the reference list because your lecturers or your professors don't actually read it. They actually do. I know this firsthand because for my master's, I actually got comments from my examiner on my reference list. And if your reference list is all over the place, missing spaces, wrong font sizes, inconsistency in the punctuation, it looks like your whole assignment was rushed. And it makes readers not trust anything that you've said in your assignment. So let's fix this super quick and super easy, starting with the title reference list. Okay, so when you put your reference list title, you need to use your heading font. So when you were writing your assignment, there was a specific font, I assume, chosen, which should be for the headings in your assignment. For example, when you said introduction, conclusion, and some of the main headings in your body, they were assigned a specific font size and a specific font. You use the same font to say reference list, because what are you saying? You are saying this is a separate section like all other sections that exist in your assignment. There's an introduction section, there's a conclusion section, then there's a reference list section. So this is how you assign the font of the title reference list. It should be the same as the other headings. The second thing that you need to do when formatting a reference list is to ensure that your list is in the alphabetical order. It should be arranged alphabetically and not arranged based on the doc type or the source type. I've seen people group things like, oh, these are all the journal articles and these are all the books. That's not how you arrange your reference list. Also, you do not arrange them alphabetically by the article or the title of the sources, but you arrange them alphabetically by the name of the authors of the sources. So formatting this is very easy. All right, you do not have to copy and paste and cut and paste authors after the right alphabet author and so forth. No, all you have to do is this. So you just highlight all of this and then you go to sort by, paragraph text, ascending. So you see it has sorted everything alphabetically. That's all that you have to do, that it reads well. The third thing that you need to do is to make sure that you've got consistent formatting, meaning your punctuations are in the right place, you italicize the things that needs to be italic and those that don't need to be, they are not. So for example, if you have put in one journal article quotation mark for the title of that article, then you need to do that with all of them. If you have italicized the journal's name in one journal article source, you need to do that with the rest. So you can't have one journal articles with the journal name that's italicized and one that's not. You need to hold consistency. If there's a period in after every initial of the name of the author, there needs to be one for every one of the sources, because those punctuations, remember, they communicate what element that is. And then the fourth thing that you need to make sure is that you indent, okay, indent your sources. Basically, it means that the next line of that sentence of the source starts a little bit further than the first line. So it moves more a bit to the right and then the first line remains on the left. Okay, so I show you a quick way how to do this practically. You just need to first highlight the section that you want to indent and then you right click the section, go to paragraph, or if you can find it at the top there, that's good. Then you go where it says special. Now it says none. You click that and then you click hanging and then you go to the number, you select the number that you'd like. Sometimes I like to hang it 1.3, sometimes 2, but most of the times professionally, so I keep it at 1.2 centimeters and you say okay, and as you can see it is indented. And that's how you do it. Okay, it's just a matter of a click, just like arranging your sources alphabetically. It's a matter of a click of a button. The fifth formatting that you need to do is obviously make sure that everything is formatted in the same font as your assignment. So you can either use the same font for your assignment and the font size, or you can use a different one, but I actually always recommend that you use the same one. The font size is normally 11 or 12, and the font that you use is the academic professional ones, which are Times New Romans or Arial or Calibri. Those are the fonts that I normally use for assignments and research. And you want to make sure that there's enough spacing between the sources to breathe. And as you can see, I normally choose 1.5 or 1.15 if I feel like 1.5 makes it go into too many pages and it takes too much space, then I stick to 1.15. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do we need to go through this series and do all of this formatting when you can use a software to do this for you, like a reference manager software? Using a referencing manager is good, but sometimes they get things wrong and they format things wrong, and it is not the software's fault. When your results come back, it is your responsibility. So even if you use a referencing manager, you still need to double check and cross check things. This is why you need to follow the series, so that you know the basics and you know what you are checking for and looking to correct from this referencing manager, because sometimes they mess things up. Okay, I know this firsthand, all right, because I've used one for my master's, and like I said, I got comments on my reference list from my examiner when I trusted a reference manager. Should I have took the time to go double check and fix things, then I would have not had that problem, which I'm still recovering from, by the way, because I lost marks because of that stupid mistake. Don't be that person. So then, if you have found this video helpful, then please do give it a like by hitting the thumbs up button down below, and also do subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload helpful content such as this one. Also, this series is going to be followed by a literature review series. For anyone who's interested in that, then you can stay tuned for that, and make sure you are subscribed so that you are notified when that series is finally uploaded. For now, click the video that is appearing on your screen right now, because that is the video that is going to give you all the mistakes the students normally make when they are referencing Harvard style, and give you hacks on how to avoid making those same mistakes. So what are you waiting for? Click on that video and I will see you there as I project to you love and grace in a way of 2 Corinthians 13 verse 14.